5 seconds. Today we have assembled on a historic occasion. A new chapter in the history of India is opening up before us. We have reason to congratulate ourselves that we are all participating in such an auspicious event. We have also occasion to be proud of it. But along with this pride and this celebration, let us not be unmindful of our duties and obligations. We must cleanse our hearts and purify our minds and resolve to do pure deeds by ourselves, by the new union, and by our country. We should harbor no evil. We should reflect who we are, what we have inherited, and what we have achieved. If you look at the history of India, you will find that for centuries India was soaked in slavery. We cannot imagine the sacrifices, bitterness, and the sorrow we all had to face to rid India of that century old malady that had eaten into the very vitals of its nationhood. A great change has come about, and indeed a great revolution has been brought into being. The greater the change, the more comprehensive the revolution, the more are the difficulties through which the country has to pass. We have already had more than our due share of troubles and turmoils. We are lucky to have survived so many of them, but many are still to be overcome. If we falter or fail, we shall consign ourselves to eternal shame and disagree. I want you to realize the full gravity of the situation and to consider the position in the light of the legacy which we have inherited. Did anyone dream a couple of years ago that one third of India would be integrated in this fashion? This is the first time in history after centuries that India can call itself an integrated whole in the real sense of the term. But we must all resolve that whatever mistakes we might commit, we should do nothing which would be calculated to send India back into the slavery of the past. It is therefore the duty of India's valiant sons to see that the clocks of progress are not put back but advance forward. We must realize that if we have to take our due place in the committee of nations, it will not come to us for the asking, but we shall have to strain every nerve for it. What I told you here last year still deserves to be considered. I told you then that it was not necessary for you to struggle for power from the princes. If we approach them in the right fashion, they themselves would be willing to surrender it. These words have come true today. If I have come today, it is not only to fulfill the promise which I made to my friend to my right, but also to tell you your duty in the circumstances in which the country is situated today. You have not succeeded in forming a ministry here. I am neither sorry nor disturbed over it. Those who have never undertaken the task of administration before are naturally reluctant, but what is therefore necessary is to have a stout heart and a fearless mind. If you read the history of democratic countries, you will find that where there is stability, the task of administration goes on steadily, but where a country is unsteady in foundation, it becomes a prey to all sorts of influences, feelings, sentiments, and ideas. Our primary aim should therefore be to achieve that stability, which is the surest foundation of progress. That stability can come only when there is unity in our ranks. It is true that for the foundation of democratic government, we must have a government and an opposition. But today, while we have yet to stand on our legs, we have got to strengthen ourselves, and that strength cannot come by unity of purpose, unity of aims, and unity of endeavor. You know that it is only recently that India attained freedom. No country has suffered so much within so short a time as India has. Your state occupies a strategic position in the new circumstances of the country. Your responsibilities are greater than that of any other part of India. It is my earnest desire that India should be well protected and that it should be very every Indian to see that There are no loopholes or weak links in the whole system of scrutiny, both external and internal. It is for the people to extend their helping hand to me. Time is of the essence. We have to move quickly, and unless we do so, we have a big stake to lose. The world today is different from that of yesterday. Things could move slowly and steadily in the old world where there was more leisure and less speed. Today, one day is equal to a century. There must be quick progress if the country is to avoid disasters and threats to its existence and unity. I feel that in that task we are entitled to receive the cooperation of every true son of India, and if each one of us plays the part which we must, I have no doubt that we shall succeed. On the people of the Union, new responsibilities has devolved. To rule by one's will alone is easy. To rule by consent and jointly is a difficult task, particularly when administrative experience is lacking. It is for this reason that we all must tread the ground cautiously. Swaraj involves learning by experience, that is proverbially costly, but we have to ensure that the cost is not disproportionately high and serious mistakes are prevented. Mistakes can be tolerated elsewhere where administration is set on an even keel, but where the foundations have not been well and properly laid, they cannot be tolerated. I am particularly happy to associate myself with this function as this is the last celebration of its kind. It marks the coping stone of the arch which the government of India has built to contribute towards the stability of the country's structure. It now remains with the people to utilize the opportunity that lies before them. Their future is with the people. They can make or mar it.